Brings us down to our public hearing regarding Act 328 personal property tax exemption for the property on Delamere Court for the Saab company.
Mr. Twin will be presenting
Mr. Twain? Thank you.
Mayor, members of the commission, you did set this evening for the public hearing on the request from Saab, and that request is in regards to the property at 4327 Delamere Court. They are asking for an abatement under Public Act 328 for personal property. And the period of time is for 5 years. We do have a copy of the staff's commission letter 32009. Attached to that is the actual application, information from Saab, and some background materials. And I believe there are representatives from Saab here if you have questions of them. With that, if there's
any questions
for me, I'd be.
Okay. The representatives from Saab.
Good evening, Mike Colleran, President and Chief Operating Officer, Saab Cars North America. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, and citizens of Royal Oak. Thank you for having us here this evening. As I said last month, we need a new home for our new company. We think Royal Oak is a great place to locate that company, and we would hope that you look favorably upon this action.
Any questions? Any questions for Mr. Colleran? Okay, Mr. Colleran, why don't you have a seat? I'll open the public hearing, and we'll go from there. Okay, now is the time set aside for the public hearing on this request for tax abatement under Act 328. If you're here to speak tonight, the rules for public comment apply also at this. Wait till you're recognized by the mayor. Come to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and please keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. Is there anybody here to speak at this public hearing? Mr. Kroll.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Twice in one evening. For those of you that have been up here for a while know that I have been a crusader for tax abatements in town, starting out with Metaldyne and then going with Form Tech. I think the opportunity to get an organization like Saab in our city is a wonderful asset. We need people like Saab coming in. We need to build our industrial and manufacturing base back up, and having a world-renowned company such as Saab can do nothing but help Royal Oak. I urge you to make this decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kroll. Anybody else to speak at this public hearing? Mr. Gomez.
Good evening, George Gomez, 2018 Guthrie, Royal Oak. What I'd like to find out is whether or not an agreement of this nature in which we give abatements to a company, something can come in return to Royal Oak other than the promise of, of course, more business in the community. And what I'm looking for is whether Royal Oakers could get maybe a discount on a car. I mean, I think it supports them being here. I think it sends a positive message to them. Maybe we can get a $1,000 discount to each one of us. And I think in turn that will make them a healthier and us a happier community to be part of. So I don't know if this is the time in which to introduce that, but sincerely, I would like to do that. And maybe next year I'll be that first buyer. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez. What a sales technique. Everybody wants to buy the hometown car. Anybody else here on this public hearing? Okay, I will close the public hearing, bring the item back to the table here. I know we do have a resolution in front of us.
Mayor, if I may, before you have a motion one way or another. The letter of agreement that's attached, page 1, paragraph 7, the first sentence line should be eliminated. It basically says subject to paragraph error, reference source not found.
What are you looking at, Mr. Twain?
The letter of agreement.
Oh, the letter, okay. Not the resolution.
Not the resolution.
Number 7. Number 7.
Right here.
I wonder about that when I saw it this morning. Okay, any other questions for Mr. Twain? Okay, Mr. Drinkwine, I think I saw your hand first, then Mr. Giannotti.
Okay, I would move for the resolution contained in the commission letter.
Support as amended, obviously.
As amended.
I have a motion by Mr. Drinkwine, supported by Mr. Giannotti, to approve the requested tax abatement, personal property tax abatement, as detailed in the letter. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion does carry. We look forward to having you in Royal Oak. We've given you a big step here.
And I do like Mr. Gomez's idea.
Yeah.
It's a good
We're not
idea.
limited by the $1,000 either.
Good idea, good car, we're all set.